Hello, hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4. All right, that looks okay. Is this music too loud? No, music's kind of low, actually, huh? How's everybody doing? This is the Friday night chilled out crafting stream. Sometimes there's a little more chill than crafting, sometimes a little more crafting than chill. Just trying to get this shared out to the Instagrams. Okay, there's step one. Duffman, how you doing, man? I gotta tell you, today I did not get enough sleep last night. So this was... I look forward to doing these, but I was like, man, I know I'm gonna be tired. So I tried to at least get on before 11. Duffman, you ever finish your trees in your dinosaur diorama? Axion, how you doing, man? Eldor, welcome, welcome. Fat Red Foo, how you doing, man? Chilling, tired, should be in bed. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that too. I was working on a video, non-diorama video last night, and I procrastinated like crazy all day, and then at midnight I'm like, nope, I gotta finish this. So I didn't get to bed till like 3:30, and then got up at 6 to go to work. It's only a 5-hour day, but it was still a beating. Yeah, you guys were on Payne's Toy Samples, right? I was in there for a minute, if that's where you were. Alrighty. Let's see. Nope, watching Oz on Outer Worlds or some such. Oh, I'm not familiar with that one. I didn't even check that out. Briscoe, what's up, Briscoe? Jack Harkness. I just wanted to say thanks, bro. I enjoy your content. Thank you, Jack Harkness. Appreciate that. I'm starting a new base for that dio in the morning, actually having to make smaller dio due to shipping restrictions. Yes, so that is something you have to deal with, especially if you are selling dioramas. You always have to build them thinking about the shipping. Once you start getting over like 18 inches or 22 inches, forget about it. It goes crazy. IG posted. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, DJ5Ash. If my brain is not fried, I might have said hello already, but I can't remember. My brain is basically a giant ball of fuzz at this point. Might be some foam dust in there too. What manner of gadget building are you crafting tonight, sir? Yeah, I think it's got to be a Torchwood reference, or just Doctor Who in general. I'm gonna work on some kind of table, but like maybe something that kind of goes with this, but I don't know. I just want to do some kind of science fiction-y table. I have some plain tables, you know, like these wood guys, and they're cool. They're nice. And I made these desks a while back. I have the L-shaped ones also. But I don't really have a science fiction-y table. You know, like in Star Trek, they're always talking at the conference table. In the Next Generation or Voyager. Not really too familiar with the newer ones. The newer ones, I feel like they're always eating. You know, they're not in the hall eating. They're like cooking somewhere, like it's a, I don't know, Gordon Ramsay in space or something. Going from 4 foot down to 35 inches wide, want the base in one piece instead of two. And I can get a 37-inch box to make shipping easier. Yeah, that's still going to be a expensive ship at 37 inches. But doable. You get to a certain size and you're starting to talk about like crates and pallets and stuff. Feeling tired or spent there myself. Yeah. Don't make it a hexagon. It's too late, man. I can make a hexagon if I want to. I'm going to make the hexatable. I mean, it's not a hexastack, it's a hexatable. It could be a stackable table, but, you know, shoot. Can't copyright a shape. Yeah, I pulled this out because this is a bit of foam, and what do we got on here? These little bits are styrene, and this is like that craft foam on pink foam. But I was just thinking about different looks. And I was kind of, I don't know, drawing out some basic ideas. Just thinking. I just think it would be kind of cool to have a section in the middle that might be slightly recessed or like a different texture. Maybe even a frame around it. Like of color. Maybe like the interior could be all this darker gray, and then it could be a red border. Maybe the inside could be black or gray or something. Yeah, I don't know. Gotta play around with that. Is that a Mossman desk? It's not, but Fat Red Food, there will definitely be more Mossman stuff. I have a feeling coming, unless Ted kills Mossman off, and then, in which case I'll have to make a grave site for him or something. I don't know. About 90 for just the base, and I have to ship all the trees. Yeah, 200 in shipping. That's crazy, dude. See, Duffman, and if you were trying to sell that to someone, it's a tough pill to swallow, right? No one is gonna. Most people don't even want to pay that much for a diorama. So trying to, say, well, it's 200 in shipping. You'll find people, but it's pretty hard. Pretty hard to do. All right, so if I'm gonna start chopping something up to make a desk, I guess I gotta go to the hot wire cutter. What else? Maybe I'll drink a little water. Do I want water or seltzer? Man, I'm telling you, I'm tired. Super tired. Oh, Bethesda. I used to like them, but it's funny, Axion, because I may have received I don't know, I might have received some of those letters from them, or one of those companies a long time ago. Yeah, let's hit the hot wire cam. Why not? Let me get this so I can get some basic ideas of what I'm doing here. How tall did I make these? It's just a little under 3 inches, and that one's about a little over 2.5. All right, let's go to the hot wire cam for a moment. Yeah, Duffman, as long as you could work it out, that's cool. It's just sometimes, difficult to get to that number. Should have cut this down before, but here we are. Alrighty, I don't know exactly what I'm doing here. I kind of wanted to clip the edges on this and make it more... you know, like I was showing in the drawing, but I don't know, this kind of looks good too. Maybe I'll make more than one. Let's see, what's the chat saying? What are they saying here? Oh, you lost a Moss Man in China, huh? Oh, yeah, customs or whatever they go through there. Who knows? Do not try this at home without your proper PPE. Yeah, honestly, I need to get something to vent that smoke out the window. I do have my mask right here, but when I'm doing the stream, I'm terrible with that. I need to do a little bit better. Because I usually do wear a mask when I'm cutting. It's just difficult live streaming. And I do have an air filter also, but that's another thing that's kind of loud for the microphone. Bebop. Or beboop. It's kind of more of a beboop. Beboop derp. It's going to be a desk, man, or some kind of table. But I'm going to go for like a more futuristic look. I kind of want more to it than this. Where is my other little ruler? We got one right here. Yeah, let's just freehand the whole thing and see how it comes out. I think the center should be narrower than the outsides. It is, Axion. It is. It's just a tiny bit. Not much, but it is a tiny bit. Yeah, there might be a small control panel in the corner or maybe like something in the middle here. I'm not sure yet. I do know I want to have it red and gray, so like this color scheme right here, the bulk of it being gray with some red highlights. The middle might be a darker gray or a black, or it might just be gray. But I do want the corners at least to be red. Yeah, I think I want the corners to be red. I kind of like the idea of having a red trim border around the whole thing, but I don't really feel like cutting it by hand. So let's just make... This is really quick, not a lot invested here, so we can just make some quick marks. And just make end caps, red end caps. Oh no, where is my pokey tool? Oh, there it is. Projector in the center like a war table. Yeah, something like that could work. I've been sniffing the intoxicating smell of melting XPS film for years. Yeah, we don't believe you, Duffman. I think it's terrible. I don't really like it. But it's less offensive than some things, but it definitely doesn't feel like you're doing any favors to your life expectancy. I'm done for now. Next time. Yeah, so if it's like a tiny bit of cutting, like one or two things, I usually don't put the mask on. But I do have an air filter right here on the desk that I'll literally stick on the hot wire cutter. You might have seen that before in a video or the live stream. But I have my laser cutter in here now too, and it's too much. I mean, I have it piped out the window. That's why I got the enclosed kind, so I can pipe it out the window. And then the internal fan is enough to keep up with it for a little bit while you're burning, but not when you're cutting. And even if you're engraving or burning for a long period of time, the smoke builds up and it starts to come out of the bottom. So I have another inline fan in addition to the internal fan, pulling it out. And even then, it's pretty good, but if it goes a little bit too long, like when I was cutting the wheels on the Mossmobile, it did. I needed to open up another window, and I have the mask on while I'm in here as well. But if you get a mask and you get just a small one and you keep it near, it's got to be a rubber seal, which doesn't seal too well with this, but better than nothing. Okay, so I kind of thought. Yeah, I don't know. Here, we'll do some of this. I don't know what we're doing. We're going off the cuff here. Okay. Hot glue gun. That's what I need. I need to get the hot glue gun plugged in and going. I'm only really concerned when I'm sanding foam. I think that is more dangerous than a hot wire cutter. I think they're both bad. I think the fumes from cutting the foam is a carcinogen, and when you get that feeling in your throat, that's not great. If you accidentally catch a whiff of it a little too close, that's not great. And I think the sanding is, you're right, horrible, because it's supposed to go in your lung and never break down. It's not bio, whatever you call it. I don't know if degradable is the right word, but there's a word for it, that your body is unable to break it down. So, it just sits in there forever. It gets worse and worse. It's definitely not something you want. I don't know if it's as bad as asbestos. Probably not. But yeah, you don't want the dust from that stuff in your lungs at all. Okay. Hot glue gun. where's my hot glue gun? One sec. I'm definitely getting all my diodes made by someone else now. Yeah. You know, a lot of stuff that's kind of artsy, or, you know, even like crafts, arts, crafts, all that stuff. The materials are not always that good for you. You know, you're dealing with all this different stuff. A lot of painters used to get poisoned by their paints back in the day. Different colors and different pigments had different issues and caused diseases and stuff. There it is. Man, I'm already going for a seltzer. Look, hot glue. Honestly, in order to get this nice and flush, probably the ideal glue is Aleene's Tacky Glue. But we're doing a live stream. I don't have time for Aleene's Tacky Glue. Plus, once we get it together and get it mounted on the block on the bottom, it's going to have, you know, it's going to have enough mechanical strength that it'll be totally fine. Maybe I'll just paint it right now. Yeah, maybe I'll paint it. Hot glue, though, I'm telling you, once you get into a flow with it, I'm sure you have before, it's kind of amazing just because of the speed in which you could do things with. So if you're just kind of like thinking and trying to come up with something, hot glue is pretty nice for that. Okay. So these are pretty much done too. I got a couple of some little touch-ups I need to do here and there, and I got to paint the bottom on all of them because I didn't do that, and I usually paint them, probably paint them black. Maybe I'll do this gray. I usually paint them black, but maybe I'll do this gray. And yeah, just a little more touch-up here and there, but just about ready to post some information on those. That'll be coming in the next couple of days. Axion says, I like the hot glue gun. Hate when the stick runs short when I'm not paying attention, though. Yeah, indeed. Quite a pain in the butt. I use it. Try to stay away from it while I can because it's hot and I burn myself way too much. Wow, dude. Yeah, you don't want to do that. Is that a rub buff silver on the electrical wall unit? This, yes, there is the edging on here is, or part of this. Wait a minute. So I use silver rub and buff a lot, but this particular one, I think I used a marker to do the edges. I used to get a Q-tip and silver rub and buff and do edge highlighting. It's hard to see because of the light, but you can see how it's kind of shiny on the edges. I don't know if you can see it or not, but the edges because silver rubbing buff is really shiny. But I'm pretty sure I did this with these guys right here. Deco Color Premium. Awesome. I love these things. Now, they do kind of melt foam a little bit, so you have to be careful with that. But on wood and things like that, they give a really, really nice finish. Nice and easy, nice and shiny. You see how reflective it is? It's hazard pay. Yeah, no kidding, man. That's part of it. My paint jobs are inspired. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay. Do we got enough hot heat in the hot glue gun? Yeah, I think so. Now the problem with hot glue is if I mess this up, it's going to be crooked and look like poop. So let's try not to do that. Okay, that was pretty good. Equidistant or equidistant? I don't know. My brain is like fried today. Too hot for the hot tub. Okay. Should add hazard pay to the formula, Radnom. Yeah, I don't know, man. I gotta... price. I'm pricing them down a little bit from what the formula would come to, because and there's still some people are still going to scoff at the price anyway, but I plan on getting more efficient with each batch that I make. Okay. I'm trying to think on the bottom here. Do I want to do some kind of panel? I think it needs a panel. Because if this is gray... Yeah, let's make some panels for the bottom. You should split that base. Oh, on each side? Yeah, I thought about it, but for this model, I'm not going to. Maybe I'll do that on another one. All right, let me chop up some bits to go on here real quick. Back to the hot wire cam. Okay, what do we got here? What do we got here? Look at that, a Mossman bed. Look, this isn't becoming the Dark Claw stream where every single thing is about Mossman. I can't do it, man. It'll drive me crazy. Where are we at? I'm not really sure why he puts up with us. We're terrible commentators. Hey, whatever, man. It's all good. Oh my god. Yeah, that was probably when I showed up in the camera. I mean, Axion, just because a dog gets used to getting kicked doesn't mean they enjoy getting kicked, but, you know, you get used to it. What's else here? Should use that as your avatar. Duffman is a saint. He's always helpful. Okay. Man, I normally would not use hot glue on a thinner piece like this, but we're gonna do it. Oh, I should have put some... Man, I'm messing up. I should have put some tacky glue on there too. That's all right. Let me get a little tacky glue. Yeah, Fat Red. Man, that's totally understandable, dude. Totally understandable. But don't neglect trying to meet some actual people around you also. That's a good thing to do. It's always good to have at least one or two contacts in your immediate area. Oh, Axion. I do. I appreciate you guys being here. No doubt. Also, Random thinks I'm stalking him. Oh man, I hope we don't get to that point. So, I guess not yet. You have people there, good. It's all new and overwhelming, for sure. That happens, that happens. I haven't moved in so long, it's kind of wild. I would like to, but can't really afford to right now. Maybe in the future. Moving when you're old sucks. Yeah, I can imagine it does. I mean, I'm not like super old or anything, but I'm older than I was, and I definitely know like I don't have the all-day energy for moving stuff up and down stairs and carrying boxes and stuff that I used to. That's for sure. If that's the aspect you're talking about, or if you're just talking about trying to meet new people and stuff. See, if I was a smart guy, I would paint these pieces separately. But I'm not going to do that because... Bah. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We'll suffer through and see how it goes. Moving sucks no matter what age you are. Yeah. Okay. Wait, what the hell is WI? Is that Wisconsin? And now you're in Montana. Montana sounds pretty cool. Every time I think of Montana, I think of... Any of you guys seen Lonesome Dove? That made-for-TV series? Man, that was a good show. I think Random missed it. Yeah, I probably did. I like to listen to every breath you take by the police over and over again while oh. Yeah, I would have been better off not reading that, to be honest. But thank you, Briscoe. A long time ago. Lonesome Dove was a good show. It's a bit slow moving, I guess, for things people watch now, but it's Tommy Lee Jones and I don't remember the other guy's name, but okay. So, do I have a different angle? Here, let's take a look at what this looks like. That's kind of cool. We'll see. You don't really see a lot of, like... And you could see the offset a little clearer with the camera up close. It's just supposed to be minimal because you still want to be able to put things on it and not have it be... It's just texture more than anything else. Wasn't there a movie too? Like I'm the only one that does it. No, I think it was just a TV show, like a made-for-TV show. They sold the DVD as a set because it was pretty long altogether. Axion says it looks good. Thank you, man. All right. Do I paint it all gray first, or do I paint it all red? I think I'm going to do the bottom red, but I want the dominant color in the table to be gray. So we'll paint this gray. Yeah, let's just start. Do I want to paint the red first or the gray? We'll go with gray. They showed it on PBS for 3 years every weekend. Yeah, I don't know. It was just a really good show. Friendship. And they were trying to get to Montana. I feel like that show happened around the same time that Tombstone the movie came out. It's like pretty close together. And that was an awesome movie, too. I should have a brush bigger than this, but I'm not going to look for it because I don't feel like it. Nope, I need the bigger brush. This is ridiculous. What do we got? How about this one? This is a sloppy brush, but we'll use it. Something I'm definitely noticing on a day, on today when I'm more tired and I didn't get as much sleep, is my eyes are having even harder of a time focusing, which is crazy. Let's let that chill for a moment. Dude, glasses are crooked. Brain is crooked. It is beautiful. Just Google Lonesome Dove 89, Tombstone 93. Okay, okay. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're the one that told me that Johnny Mnemonic is the same author as some of that stuff. I didn't know. I just knew that it had a very authentic cyberpunk kind of feel for a movie, and I always liked that movie. Off to bed. Good night, Duffman. Have a good weekend. Okay. I guess we'll do some red. We'll use the smaller brush for the red. I'm going to pull these headphones off for a moment. There we go. So I can put my glasses up a little bit easier. going on with this brush? How the heck did I get green? Oh, I put the red on top of some green. That was a pro move right there. A little green never hurt anyone, right? That's what Mossman tells the ladies. Pro tip, red and green do not mix. Well, I don't know. They look good on Christmas. Yeah, the freaking Mossman jokes, dude. I think it's funny, like Ted he's literally dumbfounded by how many people like Mossman. Gonna be a sloppy paint job under here, but I'll touch it up. No one's gonna be looking under the table too much anyway. Looking at this, it would have been nicer if I undercut this part too. But I'll do that on the next one. Let's see what you guys are saying. A sloppy undercarriage. Yeah, Axion, you're totally right. They do. They need a few things like that going, actually. And I think it's been really good for Ted, because Ted's gaining like a little confidence, because he's you could tell he's a bit of a perfectionist with it, but he doesn't need to be. It's like he's going in two directions, partly wanting it to be a certain way, and then it's like he gets in there and he just does some crazy goofy stuff that seems off the cuff, but he's thinking about it quite a bit. The original Mossman did have a scent. I don't know anything about it. He's supposed to smell like pine. Okay. So that's what Skeletor meant when he said, "You smell like a dog turd doused in pine sol." Seize this guy. Yep, he gets in his own way. I've been telling him for almost a year. It doesn't matter what... Yeah, I mean, it's... You never know what people are going to like and what people are not going to like. I mean, there are some things you could say that are objectively good or bad, but you just... With the internet especially, you just don't know what's going to hit, what's not. So just put some stuff out. Try to do the best you can. Pay attention to what's working and what's not. Make some tweaks here and there, but you got to just keep moving. Yeah, Ted he does get pretty hard on himself, but he's only done 2 of those episodes. He's done some other stuff too, but he'll come out of it more and more. It's good. I mean, I need to experience some of the same thing with some things. Wayne's World is currently sending a CD for extreme close-ups. Oh, cease and desist. Nice. Yeah, Ed, I like them both. And it's funny the dynamic between them both, because they've been friends for so long, too. And it's working well for them. You know, you could see because they're both pretty genuine dudes and not I don't know how to put it, but they're not, you know, I don't know. They don't come across as your normal internet YouTube guys, so they're approachable, friendly, and it seems to be working well for them. They're pretty good at making connections, and they both have their own strengths, which is nice. They were like the couple that's been married 25. I could totally see that, Ed. Definitely. I mean, half my comments is messing with one or the other to get them to look at each other cross-eyed just because it's freaking funny. Dude, one of these days I'm going to get a haircut. Holy cow. Okay. Yeah, well, we got the red poured out, so let's just go ahead and use as much of it as we can now. Go Forward Painting. It's 6:30 a.m. Yeah, it's 12:32 p.m. here, so slightly different. Haircuts are overrated. I did that Ginger Jesus look for a long time, man. I did. I actually didn't have my hair cut short until about 2.5 years ago. I probably had a long, like, hippie haircut going for, I don't know, 15 years, 12 years, something like that. Thanos. Oh, there's Thanos Copter. How you doing, man? Thanos, I was showing one of my coworkers some of your pictures while I was on my Instagram on break. I might be getting called to the HR department next time I go to work, but yeah, I don't know. That was probably a bad idea. What do we got here? Growing it on top. Shooting shots for next month's event. Very cool. Light brown, not ginger. Yeah, I am. The beard is clearly ginger. I'm kind of two-tone, but my hair is, I don't know what you call it, auburn. It's got a little light blondish brown something in there. When I was younger, like really young, like a little kid, it was more red on top. Okay. All right, some more gray. And I'm liking it, but I'm thinking about painting the middle black. If I don't paint it black totally, maybe I'll throw a black wash over it and tint it so it's just darker than these other two sections for some more, a more dynamic, you know, more contrasty look. But let's go ahead and get some of the other gray darkened up first. No green in the middle, dude. No green in the middle. Although I am going to start doing some more green sci-fi stuff here soon. Freaking little hot glue streamers all over the place. Had the hippie look? Yeah, I think it is a ginger thing. Back where I was, I'd go with the wash. Yeah, the wash will look good. The only problem is I'll have a hard time containing it. I might get some splash, so I'll have to touch up. But yeah, I probably will go with the wash. We'll try it out. Fat red foo. Yeah, you're brutal, dude. It's too late for a pinstripe. I cut all the pinstriping in. I'm not going to do it without it cut in. I cheat. I cheat. I always try to make, if I'm going to do a stripe, I try to make it a physical feature to have a border line so I can paint the line straighter. No, dude, I already know about hot glue, believe me. It has its drawbacks. Oh, my bad. No worries, man. No worries, Fat Red Foo. Have you checked out Wilhelm Toy and Hobby on YouTube yet? He does almost all 1/18th. You know, I haven't watched Wilhelm much, but I've seen him on Largo, and I know he's into retro video games, and he seems to have be into a lot of the similar properties that I was into. I do remember he was like the only person I've ever, and it was just a chat, but I ever heard that knew what Herzog Zwei was, which is credited with being the first RTS game. One of, if not the first one. It was a video game on Sega Genesis, and my friend had it. And he was the only place I ever saw that game was at that guy's house. Never saw it again. I bought it on eBay many years later. Alright, yeah, it's not looking too bad. Not too bad for something just thrown together. Yeah, well, Largo too. Very cool. Does need some details in the middle. When I put the black in the middle, it's looking more washed out in the camera than it is looking in real life too. I mean, you can see when you get up close, it doesn't look quite as bland. But when I do the black in the middle, it's going to stand out. I could put little control panels and little buttons. I was thinking about that. But I just kind of want to see what it looks like. The basic shape of it. Touch here. That's wet. That's wet. It needs a little more dry time before I do that. What the? Did you see that hot glue strand? It's coming to get me. How you doing, Ray? Does the paint just stay on? Yeah, paint stays on pretty good. I've never been a big gamer, but my son is. I can't even keep up with news games, and I'm just watching. Yeah. I mean, I don't know all the new games or anything like that, but I spent a lot of time playing games in the past. A lot of time playing MMOs and RTS games. Some others as well. Don't use spray paint on foam, that's true. You can get away with it if you don't mind the foam looking really rough and you kind of stay back from it, but it's a bad idea overall, I think. Yeah, and the guys are right. Ray, there's quite a few videos on my channel. There's one, I think it's, I don't remember the name of it, but it's basically shows you how to build from start to finish a small action figure, single figure display stand. That would probably be a good way to just start from. And yeah, foam is porous, so for the most part, paint sticks pretty good to it. A lot of people use Mod Podge flat to put over the top, and that will seal it in really good. But even the flat Mod Podge still has a little bit of a glossy sheen to it, so if that's not the look you're going for, you know, is what it is. Yeah, Ray, and you know what? Everyone doesn't like messing up, but honestly, with this, don't worry about it. The stuff is pretty cheap. You know, if you do a small piece, just get in there, try to knock something out. You can always make another one. And if you get something like looks a little crazy, it's now a ruined piece. Now you have a piece of rubble. Just paint it, and you have it. You have it anyway. It all you could use everything. Yeah, happy accidents, exactly. It's either a lesson or a blessing. Yup. Bob Ross theory. Totally. I got a little Bob Ross figure here somewhere. There he is. Come on, Bob. Stand up. Yeah, I used to love Bob Ross when I was a little kid. My dad would watch him a lot. Dad was actually an art major. Never used his degree, but he was pretty good. He had some pretty good drawings around when I was little. All right, more gray. And Ray, remember when you're painting foam with craft paint, one coat almost never does it. Really, it never does it. You usually have to do at least two to get a nice solid look. So if you paint it once and it looks a little weird, don't worry about it. Just keep going. Put another coat on and it'll look a lot better. And always wait, well, mostly wait for it to dry. Patience. Don't try to rush having the coats on there, although I'm kind of doing that right now, but I'm not painting where it's too wet. Man, that's kind of not too bad. My son has Bob Ross socks. That's cool. He doesn't bobble, dude. No. He's got a little bit of articulation. The head moves around. It's on a swivel. You can take the accessories off. He's got Peapod in his pocket there. Arm swivel. It's got this funky I don't know what that is, just a straight plugged in elbow thing. I don't think the legs do anything, but he's got some minimal foot movement. The bell bottoms are kind of blocking some of the articulation, but you got to have the bell bottoms, so that's it's an obvious compromise. Foam is, it's pretty absorbent. It's pretty absorbent. I guess it would depend on the wood you're using. Yeah, the impromptu review. Oh, those Bob Ross figures are pretty cool, though. And that's another thing, you know, when you're using Mod Podge, if you put Mod Podge on the base coat, it doesn't suck up as much paint. So it's useful for that. Do I do that all the time? No, hardly ever. Because I hate dealing with Mod Podge on my brush. I gotta get up, I gotta clean it. It's too much. Too much while I'm doing this, anyway. More gray. More gray. Let's decant the water. Still haven't messed with my foam. Well, Fat Red Foo, you know, that's up to you when you want to do that, but you know, you can just pull it out and make something super simple. Like Axion made a bunch of tombstones. You got Halloween right around the corner. Tombstones is super easy. You just cut a little chunk. Easy. Oh yeah, you are working on that forest. Why don't you put some foam elements in the forest? Some foam rocks. You make some nice boulders. Where the heck are my boulders? So here's a smaller one. Just a chunk of foam. Got the moss going on there. This would look cool in a forest setting. I had a bigger rock that I was going to show just now, and I don't know where the heck it went. Too much stuff, not enough space. I will. Right on, right on. Yeah, Axion, I saw his trees. It looks good. He's doing some pretty neat stuff. It's probably going to be pretty fragile, but a lot of trees. It's hard to make cool looking trees and not have them be fragile, to be honest. What was I going to say? Does anyone know of any good science fiction shows? Space-based would be best. On Amazon or Netflix, besides The Expanse, besides Star Trek, anything that anyone's watched recently. I said besides The Expanse. I love The Expanse, but I've seen it like 3 times already. Their wires and Altered Carbon. I haven't seen Altered Carbon, actually. Did you watch it all the way through? Opinions? And is it in space? Nope. Touching wet paint. Toy tubers. Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I watch a lot of that stuff too. Technically on another planet. Okay. Now I want to try some dioramas. Do it. And whenever you feel like that, that's when you should do it. You shouldn't put it off. If you have that spark and you're just like, oh man, I want to make something, that's the moment you should make it. Otherwise, it's going to fade. And if you're not going to make it at that moment for some reason, like you're at work or something, write it down. feel like every time I'm picking a little piece of hot glue bits out of it, Axion's over there like saying to himself, I told you that was the devil. Told you about that damn hot glue. Shoot, or was that Duffman? Man, I don't even know. My brain. Hello, brain. We all said it. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. We're really laughing with you, not at you. Hey, man, I'm cool with it either way on this. Is there paints that give the illusion of being metal or something you have to do? No, there's plenty of metallic paints, man. Yeah, there's plenty of them. I mean, that's a copper paint right there. And that's just a plain old folk art metallic. They're usually a little bit more, you know, instead of being like $1 or $1.50, they might be like $2.50 or something like that, but they do reasonably well. Man, I'm tired. All right. That's okay. That's okay. What is this getting old crap, man? You get tired, your hands don't move right, your eyes don't focus. It's crazy. And I can tell you, Axion, you're not as quick at video games either. Your reaction time goes down a bit. You can overpower some things in some games with experience and patience and psychology, understanding how people act a little bit more and how they'll react to things. You'll have a much better handle on that than a younger person will. But in terms of speed and accuracy, usually you're going to get your ass handed to you. Alright, I guess I'll paint the bottom part. Why not? man. Gotta back this chat up a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Aliens tacky glue, though. Yeah, getting old sucks, so just stop doing it. That's a good tip, Briscoe. I'll have to remember that. You're still a young whippersnapper to me. Yeah, and you will. I mean, I'm not saying that you're, like, old and decrepit and can't do anything, but, you know, if you're playing against someone that's, like, really sharp and really fast, I've definitely noticed some slowdown on my ability to whip around on stuff. But I was never very good at first-person shooters or anything like that. Never give up, never surrender. Yeah, Oilers is great. A lot of good tips. Yep. Axion's right. Start small. Do something small. This way you won't feel as much hesitation about stuff. Dry brush a wash mixture. That doesn't sound like any fun. Maybe. Jesse. Thank you. I'm glad you found some value in it. 17 likes and 9 watching. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm just surprised. What are we? We're coming up on 2 hours. So I didn't do too bad there. I was worried I was going to not make it tonight, but hanging in there. There's some brown wash. Here's the black wash. Alright, let's see what that looks like in a little bit. Those washes, it always looks cooler when it's wet, not as cool when it's dry, so it might take a second wash to make it look like that again, but that looks pretty cool. Yeah, there's some grooves in the center of the table. See, it was hard to see at a distance because the light washes it out. It's acrylic. It's just a little homemade craft paint, water, and dish soap. Oh, you know what? I have a small terminal. Let me grab that. Yeah, this is... I was experimenting with the wood parts before I made the RD100s, so this kind of looks like a gas pump, but it's too short to sit on the ground. I guess it could be on here. Well, that doesn't really look exactly right. This chair is a little too high, but this is for the console, so if we got rid of this bottom piece, it would be the right height. Yeah, Axion, it'll be just needs to set it off a little, that's all. Give the illusion of it being a different material than the other parts. Yeah, it probably would look cool with a little control panel on it. This isn't doing it too bad, but when you're doing washes like this, I'm sure you guys know if you've done it, you gotta watch the bottom. Like right there, there's a little accumulation. It's not too bad though. Sometimes if you get too much on there, it'll just pool up into black drops at the bottom. And it looks good if you're doing stone. Not so good for something like this if you're trying to make it look clean. If you're trying to do dirt, it looks wonderful. Alrighty. Guys, give me just a moment. I have to use the restroom, so I'm gonna put you on the absolutely boring hot wire cam with nothing going on for a moment. Be right back. All right. Put a Stargate in the middle of the table. Of course the Stargate had to come up. How much does that table cost? I don't know, Ray. I haven't put it up for sale, man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, you mean? Oh, I get you now. I get you now. This guy. Yeah, that's about maybe like 150 now, 140, 150. But you don't need it. You don't need it. You could do a lot with, like Axion saying, just this and a straight edge ruler. I have a lot of straight edge rulers. I've been using this little one today, the 6-inch one, but I have 12, 18 squares, all kinds of stuff. But you don't need much. You can start with about maybe 30 or 40 bucks, get you going. Yeah, Ray, so build a Cobra throne room, floor, walls, pillars, all that stuff. Sounds cool, and you can definitely do it. It depends on the type of person you are, and you're going to know this, right? Are you the type of person that might get a little discouraged if things aren't happening as quick as you might want them to? Because you might want to start with just like one little thing. Just doing the throne shouldn't be that hard unless you're going for like you want to get the snake sculpt on the back exactly the way that they make it at the factory in China. Without a 3D printer, that's going to be very hard unless you're like, you know, a badass sculptor already or something. So pick simple things and work from there. You could probably figure out a way to do the columns pretty easy. You can do them with a hot wire cutter like I have, using a specific jig to cut circles and build columns, but you can make them out of paper towel rolls with little bits of foam on the bottom, you know. There's plenty of YouTube videos on people making columns and trees, different things that are cylindrical like that. See, it's gonna dry. It's a little different. Colors, yeah, the color's darker. Color's darker still. Yeah, start small. I've known a lot of people that have tried to. Now, some people will power through and they'll get it done, and that's cool. You know, if that's. But I think it's just more comfortable and more likely to have a favorable result if you take it small chunk in the beginning. What do we got? It's 12:30. 12:30. We're at 2 hours. 2 hours and 4 minutes and 32, 33, 34 seconds. Made the table. Still drying. Still drying. But you get the idea. Need some more red in there. Cover up that foamular logo. But yeah, I was originally thinking, like I said, I to do... I didn't want to do the inside red, but I wanted to have red trim coming down here and down to here. But it's a lot trickier when you're using the ruler to, just... It's easier just to cut it across. And if I was going to do that, I'd have to cut to a point, and then it was just a little more measuring. But this looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this for just the first attempt at this type of table. I'm going to probably mess around and do some other types in this kind of science fiction-y looking style. Haven't seen a whole lot of that, and it does go with the console pretty well, I think. So I could see these, definitely see these together. It's got a lot of the same elements. And I think a small panel of buttons on each end would be cool. Yeah, we'll do some buttons. I just wanted to see what it looked like plain Jane. I don't know, but yeah, some buttons would be cool. Something small, nothing too much. You know, just like a little beep or boop right here or there. In my mind, though, it's a table, right? So maybe on the edge. On the edge would be cool. I feel like if I had buttons built into a table, it would be recessed into the table, you know, not sticking up. I'm not sure how I would do that. And thank you, Fat Red Foo. Yeah, I think it worked out pretty good, the wash. Yeah, Ray, you just start playing with it, man. You're going to have... It's all just little tips and tricks for how to do this, how to do that. There's plenty of stuff online on all the social media stuff. Quite a bit on Instagram in addition to YouTube. I was thinking on the edge, opposite corners. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, maybe like a little panel like... something like that. Or maybe even something really small like that. Just a little raised platform with a couple little bits on it. Thank you, Ray. Yeah, I did this on another one of these streams. I don't have my streams numbered. Maybe I'll retroactively number them at some point and make it more clear what the heck the streams are about. I realize they're not very friendly for anyone wanting to go back through and watch them. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool, Ed. It is a little plain Jane, but I am liking the look so far. Well, I think I'm going to end it here, guys. Actually, I still have 9 people watching, which is kind of surprising for 12:30. But I don't want to stay up too late. I would just give it a real sci-fi feel. Yeah, and it looks great as it is. Thank you. But yeah, you're right. The little beeps and boops there would add something to it for sure. I'll probably end up doing it. If I don't do it on this one, I'll do it on the next one. But I'll probably end up adding it. Yeah, Ray, you're welcome. And I'm here. I try to do this every Friday. I've been pretty regular. The time is not necessarily regular. I'm Central Time in Texas, and I usually start sometime between 9:30 at the earliest, all the way up to 11:30, and then I usually go for 2 to 3 hours, somewhere in that range. Thank you, Briscoe. Everyone, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. I'm actually very, very close to getting monetized here again. That was a long time ago, but they changed the criteria. That was a long time ago. So probably by next week or after. So that'll be cool. And yeah, look forward to seeing you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Hope everyone has a great weekend.